everyone, and welcome back to Curse Cubed, where we're playing Billy and Mandy again.
Merry Christmas, and our gift to you is this Cursed as Hell title screen.
Yeah.
The Fright Before Christmas. Graphic design is my passion.
Why, Mandy just looks so beautifully indifferent.
that little Jack in the Box with the little sad face.
I like how when this is blown up, you can see like the roughness in the eyes.
Oh yeah, it's like when you resize a picture.
Yeah,
on our
it's
program.
very outlines feel very jagged.
Let's go for instructions.
Okay.
Help Billy and Mandy of the Grim Reaper destroy the evil toys that have taken over Santa's workshop.
I know this is referencing the Christmas episode, but they're forgetting that the head vampire was in it.
Mandy uses weapons that dish out your damage. Billy uses weapons that make enemies easier to hit. Grim, collect toy parts automatically anytime you switch to him. Toy parts, currency, candles, life force.
Wow.
Upgrades.
They give you.
We'll show them later.
A nice typo with the "you're done for." Not your.
Oh, it has an intro movie.
Oh.
It's overrun with evil toys. How do we always end up in the middle?
This audio quality, though.
It's nice and crunchy.
Yeah. Very nostalgic.
Level 1.
They're all just in a bubble.
It's like that dome.
Dome!
Oh.
You know, I feel like they should be able. You know, I feel like in universe, Billy and Mandy and Grim would move around and maybe split up the work within the room. Because I feel like just being bunched up together is just not good strategy. Also, look at how off-model Grim looks there.
Yeah, like what is that?
Let's see.
So yeah, this is pretty much the game. You just see how long it can last.
It's like a classic arcade, see how long you can last kind of game. What? Jack of the Box?
Well, that's annoying. They just seem to conveniently know when to just duck.
Oh, this is going to be funny, because IDK of the video where I talk about this special is going to be up soon, up by the time this is probably.
Yeah, it's not.
I mean, I've already hinted at that video on social media anyway. Let's see here. But
I played this game a lot as a kid.
it's strange because I was on like CartoonNetwork.com and Nick.com a lot, but I don't really think I have much of a memory of the games. There is one CartoonNetwork.com game I think of, but we're probably going to play that closer to Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just because it is, that's like the main one. Most of my memories of CartoonNetwork.com games were all the Total Drama Island ones.
Wait, I wish I got to play those.
Yeah, I legit was one of those kids that'd be playing them after each episode aired.
Like, it was that and the Foster's game where you could, like, make a character that just, like, were the most awesome things to me. But
I
I never
remember
play them.
there was also, like, a Kids Next Door game where you could make your own operative.
Yes,
Ooh.
which is also on Flashpoint, so we can do that at some point.
Oh my gosh.
I feel like it's honestly really great. I feel like if Kids Next Door had come out, like, a few years later, there would be a zillion, like, Kids Next Door Sonas, operative Sonas being earned. It just came out a few years too early for that trend to pick up.
That seems so. Because I just remember feeling, I just recently saw a post about, like, the characters' names all kind of relating to what number they have, and I feel kind of dumb for not noticing that, besides Nigel Uno.
I only learned that from a 107 Facts video by channel like Frederator on the show.
I don't know if I saw that or not, but
I did.
I remember, Nigel Uno, one, Spanish word for one, and I think they said for number two was that it's Ogie Gilligan Jr.
Uh-huh.
And then, Cookie Standring is the Japanese word for three. And the Beatles, as in, the four members of the Beatles, and Abigail Lincoln, and Lincoln's on the $5 bill.
yeah, that's like weird. That's like pretty smart, actually.
I know we're talking about Kids Next Door and playing a Billy and Mandy game, but hey, they're in the same universe. They had a crossover.
Oy.
Like, I will say I am at the same server they were talking about, and they were like, "Did they have names?" I don't think they did. And I had to just walk in and be like, "Actually, here's your name on the wiki."
Wow, I mean, I feel like early in their series they didn't really mention the characters' names that much, but
It's an understandable complaint. They only remember mentioned their names in like a handful of episodes.
yeah, I mean, like it's pretty easy to remember Nigel just because, like, oh, you got Lizzie calling
Nigel's pretty. Yeah, like even when I watched it as a kid, I just assumed their real names were like number 1, number 2, number 3 at first.
Like, wow, your parents suck if you do that.
Yeah, which is weird. I also thought they just permanently lived in the treehouse without parents. Episodes where they had parents.
They're orphans.
Yeah, and so you actually then later on they actually start showing their parents. It shows yes, they have lives and houses outside of this.
Yeah, they do. And I think even then it's like for a while like you can only just like not see their faces, which is a stupid trope.
Then again, the show really took a bit to establish things. Like it took like a whole season to establish that the Kids Next Door was a global organization.
Yeah, and not just a bunch of kids in their treehouse.
Yeah, not just the kids in their treehouse causing mayhem.
Yeah. Though I mean, I think even like the earlier drafts is like, you know, like it was like Kenny and some chimp, and they were like they were kind of like weirdly antagonists. Like they're just causing problems.
Was this short that the creator Tom Warburton made that I think was pitched to Cartoon Network and has?
Where did I remember the short? Because I remember the characters.
Actually attached to the first episode. Honestly, the short, I could see why it didn't get picked up. The short wasn't really that interesting. It had like one funny joke and that's it.
Yeah, Salmonella Fitzgerald.
Yeah, the only funny joke.
Gross.
Yeah, but the short wasn't really that unique or stood out in any way. But back to Billy and Mandy.
Yeah, I can finally show off what these extras are.
Oh,
hey, we can actually afford a new mic. We can actually afford a new vacuum.
Wow. Seriously, Grimm's face just looks so wrong.
Yeah, I don't know, like why is it so
It looks like
that?
a PS1 model turned 2D.
Oh my gosh.
And I know I'm just thinking of that one really good Billy and Mandy fighting game that has Weird Al in it.
Yeah, that game's fun.
Oh yeah. The fighting game?
Yeah. Like that one is one of those I could tell the people who made it love the show.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
So many references.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it sounds like really all those games are just kind of made for money and just only are recognizable on surface level.
Look at this doll's face.
You know, thinking of Billy and Mandy just made me think. Oh God. Anyway, yeah, that is quite. It's almost T-posing, but not quite.
It's like it's doing a snow angel. Instant popcorn, the most deadly weapon.
You know, thinking of Billy and Mandy, I do have one childhood memory attached to this show. And it was kind of me being an annoying prick, low-key.
Oh.
So, you know, when I'm about second grade, I, to not go into too detail, to not trauma dump too much, second grade, I was kind of picked on my school bus. That part's not as important, but the important part is, one thing I guess I did because I was kind of low-key just picked on, is I would low-key just annoy the kids on the bus, and I did it by doing the Destroy Us All thing.
Destroy us all! Destroy us all! Destroy us all!
Yeah,
I'll take the chicken. They destroy us all! They destroy us all!
I mean, it wasn't that big of a deal. I wasn't like super traumatized by it, and those kids kind of stopped picking on me after that school year because due to how my district was set up, they basically started. Because I'm autistic, and my school district beforehand didn't have any like special ed programs. So like any like kid like me or on any kind of IEP had to go to like a separate district. And so because of that, that school year at second grade is when they stopped doing that, and I just got to go to my normal school district. Because of that, it was probably like a lot of kids in that school district's first exposure to a real autistic kid.
The real autistic trademark.
So naturally, they're going to see my weirder habits, I guess, or the weirder quirks I have as an autistic person, and just be like, "Bro, that kid's weird." Bro, that kid's weird. Again, it stopped after that year, and then they just kind of, I don't know if they accepted me or just, like, didn't, or, like, yeah, he's just there. Ironically, the kids on our bus were kind of just little stick bags because we were kids. Like, in that same group, there was just one instance later on in elementary school where I overheard them shit-talking this one girl in my school, by just being like, man, I want to go up to her and go, hey, you're pretty ugly.
Oh,
what a douche move.
Like, this girl I was actually later kind of friends with in middle school, too.
oh.
It's like, they were and then in 7th grade, we hated this bus driver we had, and so one of them just mocked that every time the bus driver talked, he'd just mock her and go do the Rock for Monsters Inc. thing, going, I'm watching you.
I'm watching you, Wazowski. Why won't you do your damn paperwork?
She kept doing this every time she talked into the mic, and because we were kind of troublemakers, because she was low-key kind of a Karen, though, that might be why.
I'm guessing also kind of had the same sort of voice.
Yeah, not to help is that, it was through, like, those school bus microphones, so it was kind of gravelly already.
I have a funny bus driver story, too.
What you had?
I had a bus driver tell me conspiracy theories.
That is a classic bus
Why,
driver.
though?
Yeah, like somehow we brought up the snow, and they were like, oh, don't eat the snow because of all the chemtrails in it.
Jeez. I remember as a kid, though, I feel like I always found it really dumb the reason they'd give us that we couldn't, like, eat on the bus. They'd be like, if I make a quick stop, or if I have to stop for something, you can start choking.
Really?
And I was just so
I thought it was like,
confused.
I thought it was because, you'd be worried about,
Making a mess.
making a mess on the bus and having to clean it up, kind of.
I can understand that, but that reason was so
choking for, like, because you were just left alone for, like, a minute or two.
See, like, I can understand that, but their reasoning was weird even for me as a kid, because at the same time, I'd be, like, eating McDonald's in my mom's car, for example.
Also, this is why you have adult supervisors.
Yeah.
Like, if you're going on a field trip or something, there's usually at least a couple supervisors.
Alright. Again, just like the previous Flash game did, as you can tell, we're getting very podcasty.
Yeah. I mean, there's not really a lot to talk about with this game other than, like, do we get the burning chestnuts to give us a flaming barrier, or do we get the loopy plane that do more that cover more range?
Our choice.
I don't know, they both sound pretty good, though.
Yeah.
Maybe the plane for more range.
Yeah, I really hate how Billy looks in this, too.
Oh yeah, why are his eyes, like, right on his nose?
He looks like he's staring intently at his nose.
I mean, it's very noticeable.
It's noticeable.
I'm going to talk about this in my eventual video. I'm going to talk about this in my eventual video, but this special had Billy and Mandy's Christmas special had Gilbert Godfrey Santa, and that's awesome.
Yeah.
Ho, ho, ho!
Yes.
Oh my gosh, these enemies just keep coming.
Basically, just call him Iago Santa.
Right?
Whoa.
Oh man, this plane was such a good idea.
Yeah, like, look at all that. Sometimes they can even kill two.
Yeah. Actually, there is another weird thing with, like, CN stuff. So, kind of related to the bullied on the bus thing. So, I guess I was in a lot of special ed classes before I was mainstreamed, I guess, into regular classes in 2nd grade. So, in 1st grade, I was in the special ed class that was, like, both for 1st and 2nd graders. And because of that, the 2nd graders kind of were a bit elitist, let's just say.
Oh.
Elitist 2nd graders.
Basically, it was like the first real exposure I had to elitism in my life. That they, I guess, maybe from their own confusion from seeing the TVY7 rating, they tell me, oh, you can't watch any of these Cartoon Network shows. You're not 7 yet. Because maybe they were confused that Y7 means that if you're not 7, you'll freaking die for watching this.
Like assuming Y7 is the equivalent of like an R rating.
But what was the funniest part for me is, I had to go through the whole year of that. And then, in 2nd grade when I mainstreamed on a bus, it was, oh, those shows are for babies.
That's so stupid.
I hope you can
But
speak up, Grim, because
They were probably just saying that to push my buttons, but they all watched but it was funny because they all watched Disney Channel stuff, which was usually way more immature than this.
Oh my gosh, Balloon.
Evil balloons.
It's like my baby show is better than your baby
Oh, yeah,
show.
and then it's like they're so fickle. Like suddenly, some of the things they liked are now considered cringe.
Yeah. By the way, those Jack in the Boxes look annoying to hit.
Yeah, because they can. Sometimes they'll just go back in their box so they can't get hit. Very conveniently, I might add.
Yeah.
Evil balloons.
Whoa, balloon.
Just think, we haven't hit balloons Christmas levels yet.
Oh no.
Oh, yeah. I guess the other thing to talk about is we're actually recording this the day before Thanksgiving. So it's like, balloons have been on my mind today just because of the Thanksgiving Day parade. Earlier in my own Discord server, we were discussing the concept of our OCs having Thanksgiving Day balloons. Which is a topic I seem to come back to every year.
Wow.
It's just one of those fun what if things,
Like you have an OC gets popular enough that popular and mainstream enough that it gets a float at the parade. Because that's what I think of whenever I'm like when you see the SpongeBob float, I'm just like, man, how did Steven Hillenburg react just looking at that?
Probably also had an existential dread.
Right? Like, man, my shit's so known that my thing's so good. My OC is so known, I guess, that it's now recognizable to fly over New York.
Alright, let's see what these chestnuts are like. Can we also just point out that we haven't taken an actual loss of life yet in this game?
Oh yeah, this is great. I'm trying to wonder if they'll even gain any damage at all. Oh, they're on fire.
Oh, they got the fireballs!
Yeah. I actually clicked
They
off the
don't- they
game
don't
for a
seem to
second
go-
there.
They don't go that far though.
They don't go very far, but they do offer some ground coverage.
I think those dolls are from the Christmas special, too.
They are.
Oh no. No, don't.
My god, the project. Oh,
Those soldiers are.
We got hit, but we
Oh,
still
I
have
see
yet
her.
to lose life.
We're at the point where the enemies are starting to get more aggressive.
Oh, we
Yeah,
lost
this is
one
getting a
life
little
now.
scary.
That's
Yeah, it's those later levels that get you.
Well, on the bright side, we can at least afford a life up again.
Yeah.
The chestnuts kind of suck, actually. I'm gonna go back to the Freezy Pops.
Yeah. The fireballs seem like they're hard to aim.
I don't know. I don't really know why the chestnuts are better. Apparently.
Rip Gingy from Shrek. Who's seen
Oh
that
my
too.
jump
Really aim
buttons!
You can't aim them at all. They just kind of are like for ground enemies.
I'm thinking, speaking of that, I think I told you, I don't think I mentioned this in video form, but when I was in that 1st grade special ed class, there was one kid I used to do speech stuff with that had some bad echolalia, and his echolalia was basically to continuously hold the gumdrop button scene from Shrek.
Oh my jump buttons!
Then, I obviously I'm not going to be mad at him for this. He couldn't control it. That's what you do when you are low functioning on the spectrum or something. But let's just say I got sick of the gumdrop button scene as a kid.
Oh.
Because I just have to hear that every day.
didn't you
Wow.
break it?
Like, dang. I know, I don't even, I would obsess over movies, but I don't know if I'd, get to the point of, quoting an entire scene.
I mean, I can't even say anything. I think I had slight echolalia as a kid. That's kind of how I started talking. But my echolalia was worse because when I was 6, my older brother was showing me his Family Guy DVDs. And you do not want to be 6 years old repeating Family Guy jokes to your mom. Let's just say. Yeah.
Oh no.
I was quoting early Family Guy jokes, which is still pretty risque. My mom didn't know anything about the show. She thought it was more on par with The Simpsons in terms of content, so she was okay with me watching that.
Oh.
She didn't realize it's like at the next level. Ish. I mean, this is also around the same time my older brother was showing me GTA, and I was watching him play GTA San Andreas and stuff. Like, I feel like when you have older siblings, if you have multiple older siblings, you always have that one that's just like kind of will show you all the stuff you shouldn't be watching at that age. That was basically him. Like, I'd be watching him play GTA, I'd be watching him play Halo 2 with his friends. Meanwhile, I didn't have any interest to play it. I'm like, I'm gonna stick to my GameCube.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about moving on after this level because this game's starting to get a bit repetitive.
Yeah, it's one of those games where you can stop anytime because it doesn't really have a definitive end.
I don't imagine it has a definitive end because I think we've been on this, like, backdrop for a while now.
I'm just trying to mention how many. Are there like any records for this?
Yeah, high score-based games do be like that.
Or like how long people have been able to play this game without stopping.
Yeah.
And there's the end.
I do like it.
And as a matter of fact, so is this video because it's gone on for 21 and a half minutes.
Yeah, see you next time, or whatever we do next.